Haunted places around the world. Welcome to the spine-chilling world of haunted places, a fascinating blend of history, mystery, and the supernatural. Across the globe, there exist eerie locations where the past refuses to remain silent. Many are centuries-old sites steeped in tragedy, betrayal, or inexplicable events. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, these haunted places carry a dark allure that leaves us captivated. Join us as we embark on a thrilling journey through time, exploring the most infamous haunted locations on Earth. Before we dive into ghostly tales, it's worth asking, what truly makes a place haunted? Is it the tragic history of a location? Unexplainable occurrences like strange noises, eerie sightings, or chilling sensations? Or is it the weight of human fear and imagination? Across cultures, haunted places share one common trait. They are deeply tied to events of sorrow, loss, and the unknown. With this in mind, let's uncover some of the most famous and hair-raising haunted places across continents. Our journey begins in the shadowy heart of English history, the Tower of London. Built nearly 1,000 years ago, this fortress has witnessed regal triumphs, dark betrayals, and countless executions. One of the most chilling tales comes from the ghost of Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated queen who met her end at the hands of her husband, King Henry VIII. It is said her spirit roams the tower, her head tucked under her arm, an eternal reminder of one of history's greatest tragedies. Other reports include the eerie laughter of children, believed to be the young princes who mysteriously disappeared in the tower centuries ago. Is it the sorrow of these restless souls that lingers, or merely the echoes of an unforgiving history? From Europe, we travel to Asia, where even empires cannot escape ghosts of the past. The Forbidden City in Beijing, once home to Chinese emperors, hides layers of betrayal, intrigue, and violence within its magnificent walls. While tourists marvel at its architectural marvel, many have reported ghostly figures wandering the grounds at night, a legacy of palace concubines executed for betrayal or political conspiracies. The sounds of weeping, shadowy sightings and mismatched footsteps in this grand palace serve as eerie reminders of a time when power came with a high price. The Forbidden City isn't just a historical site, it's a testament to lives shrouded in secrecy, and perhaps spirits unfettered by time. Our next stop is the enigmatic Aokigahara Forest, Japan's so-called suicide forest. This dense woodland, located near Mount Fuji, is infamous for the tragic number of lives lost under its canopy. Aside from its tragic reputation, the forest has become synonymous with unexplainable occurrences. Campers and hikers have reported hearing whispers through the trees and glimpsing shadowy figures moving among the foliage. Compasses are said to malfunction in its depths, creating an unsettling sense of disorientation. Legends claim that the forest is a spiritual crossroad where restless souls linger, further adding to its chilling aura. Next, we cross the ocean to Colorado, where one of the most haunted hotels in America awaits. The Stanley Hotel is famous as the eerie inspiration behind Stephen King's Asterisk, The Shining. Guests and staff have recounted hearing piano music echoing through empty halls and spotting ghostly children playing late at night. King himself stayed at the Stanley, reporting ghostly events that ultimately birthed his literary masterpiece. Could it be the lingering energy of past visitors? Or is the Stanley Hotel playing tricks on our imagination? Hidden beneath Paris lies a world of forgotten bones, the catacombs. This massive underground ossuary was created in the late 18th century, housing the remains of over 6 million people. Wandering the tunnels is not for the faint-hearted. Visitors claim to hear voices whispering their names, feel invisible hands tugging at their clothes, and spot fleeting specters among the piles of bones. Staying in France, we visit the Château de Brissac, one of the tallest castles in the country, holding secrets of betrayal within its walls. Legend speaks of the Green Lady, a spectral being believed to be Charlotte of France, brutally murdered within the chateau after a forbidden love affair. Visitors often report seeing her wandering the castle halls, recognizable by her green gown and grotesque facial features that hint at her untimely death. Beneath the chateau's grandeur lies a haunting shadow of heartbreak. Mexico's Island of the Dolls is a surreal and deeply unsettling destination. Isolated and dotted with hundreds of weathered dolls hanging from trees, the The island was a shrine built by a hermit to honor a young girl who drowned there. Locals and visitors claim to hear whispering voices from the dolls, seeing their eyes move, and feeling an uncanny energy surrounding the site. Whether the paranormal activity is real or merely superstition, the Island of the Dolls will send a shiver down your spine. Poveglia, a small island located in Italy's Venice Lagoon, has been shrouded in fear for centuries. Once used as a quarantine zone for plague victims, and later as an asylum, the island holds countless stories of suffering and death. The abandoned buildings remain eerily silent but not empty. Visitors often report ghostly wails, shadows darting through the ruins, and an overwhelming sense of dread. The United States is home to numerous haunted locations, but few rival the eerie reputation of the Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania. Built in 1829, this prison was designed for solitary confinement so intense it drove many inmates to madness. Phantom footsteps, shadowy figures, and disembodied whispers have been reported by visitors touring its crumbling hallways. Some claim to see spectral prisoners still trapped in their cells, adding another layer of eeriness to this historic landmark. Moving to India, we find Bangar Fort, a cursed city with an ominous legend. Built during the 16th century, the fort is tied to the tale of a sorcerer who cursed the land, leading to its destruction. Even today, locals advise against entering the fort after sunset, warning that spirits of the cursed residents still roam its ruins. Ghostly apparitions, inexplicable sounds, and an undeniable sense of unease are frequently reported by those who dare to visit. The labyrinth-like Winchester Mystery House in California is a chilling monument to Sarah Winchester's tragic obsession. Following the deaths of her husband and child, Sarah was convinced that the spirits of those killed by her family's firearms were haunting her. Visitors have reported disembodied voices, unexplainable cold spots, and faint piano tunes drifting through the house. The Winchester Mystery House is a place where history and haunting intertwine seamlessly. Alcatraz Island, the infamous prison that once held criminals like Al Capone, is now a center of paranormal intrigue. Visitors claim to hear the clanging of cell doors, ghostly screams, and footsteps in the locked-up spaces. The sounds of a phantom banjo, allegedly played by Capone himself, add an unnerving layer of detail. As one of the most secure prisons in history, Alcatraz remains haunted by those who desperately sought freedom, but never found it. Across the haunted locations we've explored, certain themes repeat. Most are tied to deep human emotions, grief from love lost, anguish from betrayal, and the suffering of injustice. These locations are often marked by war, executions, or tragedies, leaving behind a psychic scar that many believe fuels ghostly phenomena. But are these stories evidence of the paranormal, or are they fueled by our collective fascination with the macabre? While believers hold these tales as proof of the supernatural, skeptics argue they are merely figments of imagination. Psychological factors, environmental effects, and even infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that can cause unease, are often cited as possible explanations. Regardless of where you stand, these stories continue to endure, blurring the line between reality and the unknown. So why are we so drawn to these haunted places? Perhaps it's the thrill of fear, the allure of mystery, or the human need to connect with history on a deeper level. Ghost stories tap into our primal fears and fascinations, allowing us to confront questions about life, death, and what might lie beyond. For history buffs, these sites are more than just a scare. They're a time capsule of stories long past but never forgotten. As we conclude our journey through these haunted places, one question lingers: is history ever truly silent? By visiting these locations, we glimpse not only the eerie remnants of the past, but also the persistence of human memory. Whether these sites are truly haunted or shaped by the whispers of time, they remind us of the fragility of life and the enduring power of stories that transcend generations. Dare to step into the shadows of history, and you might just discover that the past is still very much alive. Do you have your own spine-tingling tales or haunted places to share? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and maybe a little cautious.